Bold WWE predictions for 2020-25. We would like to hear you guys comment in YouTube. What do you think? But we're going right in. Sammy, what are your bold predictions for 2025 for WWE in the Netflix era we're entering?
Well, right off the bat, you remember I had to give you a little bit of an apology last time we was on the airwaves. I said I feel like Cena actually has a realistic shot at the World Heavyweight Championship because I'm hearing that he plans on doing the whole 2025 on a constant note. He doesn't plan on actually taking any big lapses or big breaks. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a shot at the World Championship. And then I think we do see somebody like a Dominic Mysterio, get himself a mid-card run, like maybe a Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship, one or the other.
I see that.
I see Logan Paul maybe with the Money in the Bank, probably. I don't think, and I think you gotta hear me out on this one. I don't know if we see CM Punk actually get the championship. I've actually been thinking about that deeply.
Why is that?
Because I've been contemplating, right, David? I've been thinking CM Punk. You got to kind of look at it, right? Because on one side, you do got the Cody Rhodes factor, and I feel like they're gonna milk that Cody Rhodes thing longer than people think they are. I don't see him going the whole 2025.
Oh, but no way.
But I do think they milk it a lot longer than what people think. Not the whole year, but I do think they milk it up a whole lot longer. So now that only leaves the World Heavyweight Championship up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that picture is about to get really, really crowded because Cody Rhodes is going to go on a little bit longer.
Okay. I see where your head is at. On that.
You're going to have Cena. You're probably going to have Reigns. You're probably going to have Rollins, Drew. That thing's Kevin Owens. I feel like we're going to see a swap where that World Heavyweight Championship is going to get really, really crowded.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm most surprised about the CM Punk one, but I don't think that's completely crazy at all. I think the Logan Paul one, I had a bold prediction with Logan Paul, but I'm gonna save that. My first one, I'm gonna say bold prediction, and I know this is an original. I know the internet's a big place, but I ain't heard nobody from media types to podcasters to content creators. I ain't hear nobody come up with this, but I really think this is gonna happen. But they're just lining up the helping the stars align. We always talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, and rightfully so. That we haven't had two big stars like that battle for the top spot in their Attitude Era. But I think we forget a lot. Like, we have a big four of mega stars from the Ruthless Aggression era of John Cena, Batista, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar. And hear me out. It sounds crazy as hell, but this is John Cena's retirement tour. Let's not forget, that's like the '03 draft class of WWE. It's the best draft class ever. And we've never seen all four of them share a ring. And I'm talking about Cena, Batista, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar. Again, I know Brock Lesnar is up in the air. Batista's a very busy Hollywood star too. but I see them at least sharing the ring together in a segment. I could see a cool little segment where the four of those people, the three people that really came up with Cena, we see some sort of cool acknowledgement or standoff. I think that is totally realistic, and I see Cena. I wouldn't be surprised. Many will say it's too early, but this is WWE. They could decide how quick or how late. It's not like traditional sports rules. Cena and Batista will go into the Hall of Fame this year. Because I don't know if you've heard this, Sammy. Batista was supposed to go in years ago, but I think his schedule didn't line up when they were. I think they were trying to do it in the Hollywood Wrestlemania. I think 39, but he couldn't make it, so he postponed it a little bit. So I would not be surprised if Batista helps headline this class of the Hall of Fame with John Cena. Not a Logan Paul, polarizing social media star. Believe it or not, I could see him holding the WWE World Championship in 2025. I could totally see it, whether it's through Money in the Bank or through just a dirty win. I totally see the Logan Paul holding some sort of championship gold, and I see Jake Paul finally getting a little bit more involved with WWE, whether it's being a manager for his brother, whether it's a tag team match. I see the money there. I could see something going down there, and then breakout star. Believe it or not, yo, this is gonna be crazy, but breakout star to kind of piggyback off what you were saying, Dominic, man, I think this is gonna be a really big year for him. I know he's proven himself in many ways, but I want to see what he does without Rhea Ripley, without a Liv Morgan, without a Judgment Day. See how he maybe does sinking or swimming, just being an individual. We haven't seen him. He's done great so far, but we haven't seen him when he's not a woman's boy toy or not beefing with Rey Mysterio. I want to see him have some fresh matchups, some fresh feuds, and see what he could do now. And honestly, this might come from left field. I could see with them doing this transfer window trade deadline thing instead of a draft. I could see CM Punk getting moved to SmackDown, honestly, because I know they're gonna bring Cody and Roman to Raw most likely in order to balance that out. I know one of them is going to Raw, if not both of them. In order to balance that out, I feel like CM Punk makes sense on SmackDown. But what are your thoughts on those predictions?
No, I like that. I like all of that. CM Punk SmackDown. I could see it too because you don't want Raw to get too crowded. Plus, they're already getting Michael Cole and
Yeah.
at McAfee, so it's about to be jumping on Ross. So, like they're gonna have pretty much everybody. So
And
I
they're
like
probably gonna throw Solo in his bloodline there.
I
What?
can
What?
see that too. Yeah, Raw's about to get crowded because of the whole Netflix thing. I definitely and they're gonna have the Rock appearances, probably all the Cena appearances. So Raw's about to get hella crowded. Um, I like your Dominic thing. I see. I think we're eye to eye on that. He does need to get put to the test, though. I like what you said. He does need to get put to the test and not have some type of woman or love type of storyline scandal going on. Put him to the test and put him against someone like L.A. Knight or something.
Yeah.
Let's see what you really at verbally. Let's see if you could spar with somebody. Um, yeah, the only unrealistic thing I really could point out is obviously the first one you said.
Oh,
That's really the only
I know
unrealistic
it's a
thing.
long shot, but John Cena's retirement is it's a special occasion,
So you think you think it's possible that you could see all of them in the ring together?
Yes. At if not in the ring, I'm
I
gonna
think
stand on
separately.
I'm gonna stand on it being in the ring with a segment, but at the very least, at least at the Hall of Fame ceremony, you see the four of them in some sort of interaction.
I think you can see it separately. I don't know if you can get them all at the same time.
So you're
that.
saying you could see them popping up and interacting with Cena, maybe?
Yeah, separately.
I'll take that. I'll take
I
that.
could see it separately. Like, because if Batista's really gonna go in the Hall of Fame, then I can I can see him possibly doing that on the road to WrestleMania somehow, some way. And then Lesnar, the thing with Lesnar, like I said, I think he's not coming back.
He
But
might not.
even if he does, I could see them, trying to squeeze one more Cena Lesnar in a like program
That'd be cool. It'd be a cool throwback
if he
if
does.
he
Like,
did.
yeah, if he does come back, I could definitely see that being one of the things that they do with Cena, just because they got a good history together. So, but if they even if they do something like that, that's probably gonna be around what SummerSlam time.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see them each having their own individual moments with Cena all at the same time. I think that's a little
I feel you. I feel you. I'll take that. I'll take that even if it's all at one at a time. They're they're all too attached to Cena to not try to do it. I'm not. I'm not.
yeah, exactly.
I'm not asking for them to have matches here, but we have to see some crazy segments with Cena too. So
No, exactly. I feel you on that because especially if you have them inked in for dates, then you kind of have to do it because it's just it's too good of a coincidence. He's on his last run. One guy's pretty much all set and done, ready to go to the Hall of Fame. The other guy is probably going to be on his last run himself. Even if Lesnar comes back, I don't see him doing many more years. He'll probably
yeah,
do one more. Orton is probably the only dude who still got some tank and some juice left
yeah,
somehow, some way.
he'll wrestle forever. Yeah, yeah. I listen. I think our predictions, none of them. I think they're bold, but I don't think any of them sound completely unrealistic. I should say. I don't think they sound way left field at all. What are, you brought up LA Knight? What do you think the year looks like for him? I feel like he's a big money in the bank candidate.
I think
But I think Dominic is too. But
I'm gonna
LA
say
Knight
this.
is more ready.
I'm gonna say this though. If this isn't the year that he starts getting in that main event match, kind of territory often, I don't see it ever happening.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's bold. That's strong, man.
I don't see it ever happening. It gotta be. It has to start this year.
No, I agree. One could argue he could have been at least a contender for Cody or Gunther by now. I'm not saying he should win it, but one could argue he's ready already. But he's in a weird situation. I think he's ready. I think management knows he's ready, but there's already built-in stories ahead of him that
It is crowded.
he has
Yeah,
to keep waiting. He has to for now.
it is crowded. It's not like it's his fault. It
It's
is
not his
crowded.
fault.
It is crowded. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. When people like Sami Zayn are getting matches,
I feel that.
you
Yeah,
got to kind of get yours too.
yeah.
So if
I
it's not
agree.
happening this year, I don't ever see it happening. I don't think they really would feel for him like that.
Damn. But I believe. Look, we obviously we would never know 100%, but I don't get the feeling that they view Sami Zayn as a bigger star than LA Knight. I think
Are you sure?
I don't get that feeling.
So why is he always getting these one off kind of
It's a
matches?
good question. It's a good question, but it's because he be blessed to he be blessed to be in the right booking place at the right time. He naturally got involved in the bloodline by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Right booking, right time. Got a match at Roman. He beat Gunther in a massive upset for the IC title. That lined him up for the world heavyweight title one off. He always gets these underdog one offs
But
that
you don't.
benefit him.
But let me ask you this: you don't think that that means that he has a better role to them than the LA Knight.
I think Sami Zayn is more because he's been there longer. You could say he's more proven, but maybe he has to trust a little bit more, maybe. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
I really don't think LA Knight. I just can't find anything wrong with him. I really don't think it's been a fault of his own. I just think there's too many seeds ahead of him. There's been too many seeds planted for him to just stick him in there would be random. But I do agree with you that 2025 is time to strike with that. To strike with having them in the mix, man.
Yeah.
Even if it's one offs, even if it's fatal four ways and triple
Even if you got
threats.
to turn them heel,
Yeah. And he can, if anybody's seen his NXT work, he's
he
a
can do it.
mega heel.
He can pull it off.
He's a mega heel.
He can pull it off.
Nobody, not many people are shit talking with LA Knight, man. But I think the great thing about him is he can snap back and forth between both roles. WWE hasn't done this in a grip, but I noticed they're getting back to that. Like, look at Braun Breaker. They have him one week beefing with Sheamus, and then they have him one week beefing with a bad guy like Kaiser or Chad Gable. So I think they're getting back to using more in between tweener guys that if you need them to fight a face, they can. If you need them to fight a heel, they can. I think they could do that with LA Knight. I think they're doing a great job doing it with Braun Breaker. He's just a guy that destroys anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you said, not many people have his microphone skills. So even if you turn them, you can't tell me that you know he's not a good opponent for either champion.
Exactly.
You can't tell me that because he's already gets the babyface reaction that you want him to get. So putting him with Gunther, that's a good pay-per-view match. It legitimately could be a good pay-per-view match.
Keep it a buck. That could be a good Royal Rumble if they chose to.
It realistically could. It really realistically could. Obviously now wouldn't be the right time for Cody, but after WrestleMania, it could
Yeah,
be the
yeah.
right time for Cody. It could be definitely one of those Extreme Rules or No Mercy or something like that. Whatever you guys want to bring back, you could easily plug LA Knight right in. Like I said, if I don't see it this year, it's looking bleak, David. It's looking
Yeah,
real
it's
bleak.
not looking. It won't be looking good. Nah, I
It's
feel
looking
that.
bleak.
But damn, like, no, I agree with that. It wouldn't look too good. But he just checks all of their boxes, man. That's why it would surprise me. Size, charisma, confidence,
Mm-hmm.
wrestle. It would shock me, man. But
Yeah.
um, I need your thoughts on this. Your gut feeling, because everything's gonna be up in the air with these Hollywood stars involved. Your gut feeling is Cena versus Cody the WrestleMania main event, or do you still think The Rock gets involved in the mix in some capacity?
It's it's tough. It's
And
it's
it's
it's,
tough. It's all up in the air.
it's real tough.
Or do you see? There's another rumor
I
walking around. Can you see a wild card like Drew McIntyre beating Cody Rhodes? Because that rumor is getting strong out there that they're willing to consider that. And
I
I ain't 100% mad at that.
I don't see that. I don't see that at all.
All right, all right.
I don't see that at all because if you have an opportunity to do Cena or Drew McIntyre, come on now. I think it's a no-brainer.
Okay.
It's a no-brainer. You know, I'd be shocked if they really went with a Drew McIntyre Cody over a Cena Cody.
Mm-hmm.
I'd literally fall out my chair. Like that's kind of crazy. But in terms of the Rock Cena factor, it's tough because you just never know with the Rock. But I'm still putting my guns on them having some type of communication with The Rock. I'm still having my guns on that because they allow too much things to happen.
Yeah,
For
I'm not in the. My mindset isn't that he's off the table. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet at all.
Don't get me wrong.
He could be, but
I'm
I don't think he's
50-50.
there.
I'm 50-50 because I can believe he's off the table. I can believe
If
that.
we see him this Monday, he's on the table.
I agree.
That's where I'm at.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I think
I
it's
don't care
stamped.
what he says.
If we see him Raw, I think it's stamped. I think it's stamped because there's no way he shows up to that Raw and doesn't do nothing impactful.
Exactly. Solo's fighting Roman for tribal combat. Who's the tribal chief, yo?
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
finally getting their one-on-one.
Exactly.
Something big is behind that.
Exactly. And then I'm pretty sure we're expected to see Cody
Yo,
in some type of way. So you could easily make him do something to grind Cody's gears.
for real, though.
You
He
get you
better
can
be in more than one segment. But
I can see something like
it's
that
a
to be
big
real.
show.
I can see something like that because Dave, remember the last time we seen him?
He was in more than one
It was
segment.
impactful,
Yeah.
and he didn't even have to say nothing.
Yeah, that was that was hard though.
He didn't even have to say nothing.
He whispered in his ear that he's gonna make him bleed, and then he did it later on in the night.
Not that one, Dave. Not
oh,
that one. Remember when he showed up,
you
gave
talking
him
about
the
bad
throat.
blood? Oh, okay, okay.
He
Yeah,
gave
yeah,
him the
yeah,
throat check,
yeah,
and it was both of them in the ring.
yeah,
It
yeah, yeah,
wasn't just one of them. It was both of them in the ring.
yeah, yeah.
So I can see him coming in and screwing up Roman, and ending the night screwing up Cody.
And because of what you just said, I know it's not. I know because of what you just said, I agree with it. That's why I don't 100% rule out the triple threat wild card. Because he's gonna at some point he's gonna make enemies with two people, two of the greats right now. So that's why I don't think a triple threat's that crazy. And what better way for Rocks to hide some of his weakness than to have two of the greats in there with them? But I understand why one-on-ones are a little bit easier to book, but I don't see it as a bad thing if they went with the three-way. But I still think that's in their back pocket.
Mm. Yeah, no, I mean, it I don't see I don't see a triple threat, but it makes sense.
It
It
really
does
does.
it does make sense if you do it. I just don't see it because I honestly think they my prediction for the Rock and Roman scenario is they want that to happen on Rock's way out.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just where my guns are at.
But it still can. The
But
triple threat
but nah,
buys you enough
if you
more
do but
time.
if you do a triple threat, then you're seeing them touch.
Yeah, I feel you. I, I I I think they're so big that you really do gotta save when they touch. Like,
You're seeing them touch.
yeah, yeah, that's an old school tactic, but yeah, dog. I think they're so big they shouldn't even get in a brawl. No, no, no,
No,
nothing. No,
until it's a one-on-one WrestleMania scenario,
yeah,
you shouldn't have to see him touch.
yeah.
Not seriously. Maybe if it's a build up and he
I mean,
sneak attacks
he
him or something.
accidentally spared him at WrestleMania last year.
He
I know
did
it
do
don't
that.
count.
He did do that.
They connected, dog.
No, he did do that. He did. He did. But like I said, if it you can do things, little things like that, like or you can do if it's a build up and he's just sneak attacking him, you could do something like that. But I don't want to see them in a match scenario until it's one-on-one WrestleMania.
That's fair.
I think that just makes the most sense to do.
That's fair. But I'm willing to bet the match would flow better with
But I
having
would
those
love it,
guys
Dave.
in there.
I would love it. That's the thing.
I think
I
the
would
match quality would
I
be
would love
better.
to see it.
The quality would be better than just him and Cody Rhodes. I'll say that. But I do see what you're saying. Like two stars like that never had a match. Like you want to protect when they touch to keep people on the edge of their seats, man. You want to protect that and keep that close.
And that's the thing, David. I would love to see it. I would love, but a triple threat scenario, I would love to see it. That's a dream for me. That's definitely a dream for me. Like I would love to see the three of those dudes mingle, and I would love to see it with Rock going in there as champion.
That'll be dope, though. That'll be
That's
dope.
how I would love to see it. Him dropping it to somebody.
Yeah, that'll be fresh though.
But I'll
Yeah,
take it either. I'll take it either or. I'll take it. I'll take it. Him beating both of them up. I'll take it either or.
Monday. What closes the show? Seth CM Punk or Roman Solo?
That's CM Punk.
I get the feeling if Rock's coming, Roman and Solo kind of have to close, even though we know it's not going to be a better match. It's not.
Only reason I don't think so because CM Punk said they just got too much built up.
That shit.
There's too much built
A
up
better
there.
main event is what my mind is at. Like that.
And the story is
Yeah, the
fatter.
story. Yeah.
It's fatter. It would kind of be disrespectful to leave, not let them be the final thing.
I agree with that.
It would kind of
They're
be
they're gonna
disrespectful.
go crazy, yo.
Not just that, we're tracing this back all the way to when CM Punk's debut.
Yeah.
They've been planting these seeds, like they've been sprinkling on the story all the way back in November. Come on now, it would kind of be disrespectful to them to just be like, nah, your runner up to Roman and Solo that just happened.
It might be smart business to start off with Roman Solo. You get those early viewers and streamers in the first hour, and then have The Rock in that first hour to suck people in. But we'll see what they do. I definitely think Seth and CM Punk earned this main event
They
spot.
earned it. Yeah, they earned it. They earned it. It would be disrespectful. Even if Rock's coming, even if Rock's gonna be involved, come on now. It would kind of be a spit in the face of them because it just happened. Unless we're gonna see multiple elements other than just Rock.
What you mean,
Like if we're gonna
more
see more,
bloodline members?
no, like maybe we're gonna suck in more legends other than just Rock
Oh,
involved.
okay. Yeah,
If it's something like that, then I can see it.
I would still feel like quality wise, give it a Punk and CM Punk, Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see. I'm just excited to see what the presentation will be on Netflix. What we all know they're not gonna show titties. It's not gonna be the Attitude Era. But I'm excited to see now that they don't have to answer the cable rules. What changes with the presentation? What how much more freedom do they choose to use at the right times, of course? And I was reading something the other day from I wish I remembered the source, but it was a fairly respectable source in pro wrestling. But word on the streets is Nick Khan and Hunter has said now going into Netflix. Well, they've been working like this, but now more than ever, going to Netflix, it's gonna be look. We're gonna give you a direction with the script, but if you want to go with your gut to feel out the crowd, you're allowed to go with your gut to make it more authentic. And word on the streets is CM Punk and Seth Rollins didn't have a script at all Monday. So they just went off their gut to sell the match. So if we see more of that, I think we're in store for a lot better television. Because If they didn't, first of all, Seth and CM Punk don't need too much heavy lifting with guiding them, but the fact that they did all of that without nobody in their way, it just shows you the greats don't need too much in their way.
Absolutely. You know, here's the thing with that though, Dave. That's a double-edged sword, right? Because we already know the greats like Punk, you know, Rollins, Roman, Cody, Owens. You know, they can easily blow your socks off whether you're guiding them, whether you're not guiding them.
Yeah.
You know that's just who they are, what they do. But what I really want to see, David, is these role players. Are y'all gonna step it up?
You talking? Are you talking like Dominic, Chad Gable?
Chad Gable, yes,
And
yep.
I think he's in for a big 2025 too. Chad Gable.
Yeah,
He's a very underrated performer.
you
So
know,
you talking about those types?
Big Bronson Reed,
Big Bronson Reed, yeah.
Braun Strowman,
Okay.
those type of people. I want to see, are y'all gonna really step up? Because that's the thing, David. The only way to really capture that attitude feel for real, the attitude ever feel, the only way to really capture it is everybody has to be kind of doing key things.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what happened back then. Even the Val Venuses, they were doing key
What
things.
key thing was he doing?
Absolutely, David. As soon as that
Getting
music hit,
his PP cut.
David, and that was one of the craziest segments of all time. All time. Who would ever thought someone would get their dick cut in wrestling?
Yeah.
Dave, come
I'll
on
never
now.
forget that shit being
Come
so
on.
young.
Nobody ever will, though. Nobody ever will.
It's memorable.
And he's a role player.
Yeah.
That goes to my point. As soon as his music hit, hello, ladies. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew you was about to hear something you wasn't supposed to be hearing.
Yeah.
Godfather. Like people, APA. These it's the role players, the tag teams. I want to see something from y'all
Okay.
because for the most part, I'm not really mad at the main eventers the last couple years.
Nah, you can't be, yo. They've made fresh ones and the new ones just keep giving us more and more.
I'm not mad at them. I'm gonna be honest. For the first time in a long time, I'm not mad at really any main eventer. No, I don't have any gripe with any main eventer. It's the tag team division. It's the women division. It's the role players.
Nah, I agree with your overall point, especially with the tag division. I agree with your overall point, but I think we have reasons to be optimistic. The New Day story, wherever that's gonna take us, man, I think they're gonna wake this tag division up, man, as heels now, and wherever this goes. Um, Motor City Machine Guns, so far so good. I
Mm-hmm.
think they could still elevate. I think they'll elevate teams as we progress, but Triple H just really needs to. I think the big problem with tag team wrestling right now is when's the last time we've got a heated tag team rivalry that
Exactly.
they put an energy into? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like we back in the day, we had Dudley's Edge, Christian Hardy's, and you can mix them up.
Mm-hmm.
The last great tag division run, we had New Day and the Usos, New Day versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Like we had rivalries. The Wyatt family versus New Day, like that. We haven't had like a real built-up rivalry, and hopefully we tap into that. I think the tag division could use that work a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but the women's division, I think their problem has only been too many new faces at once, and not enough veterans have been healthy. Hopefully that changes a little bit with people coming back. The mid card, I'm torn because I feel like in a lot of ways the mid card has improved. Like, because if you look back in like 2018, 2017, nobody cared about who won as much who was IC champ or US champ. But now we had LA Knight, hell of a US champ. We had Logan Paul, hell of a US champ. We had Gunther, IC champ, the record breaking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think the mid card has been totally out of place. I don't think it's been totally bad, but I do agree with your overall point that we need more from the overall mid carders. You know, Bronson Reed before he got injured, he was on his path to destruction to come up. You know, so I don't think Braun Breaker's doing great with the IC belt. I don't think they've been neglecting the mid card as hard.
Well, David, there you go. You just kind of solve your own thing though, because the same thing you said about the tag team division, you could say the same exact thing about the middle card. What happened to the great rivalries of the middle card?
I
Like
think we've had some pretty solid ones.
pretty solid matchups. I wouldn't say programs.
Yeah, that's because there's been a lot of one offs,
One
but
off. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Pretty solid matchups. Solid average grade on the matchups. Solid average grade
Breaker
on
and Sheamus.
that
I
right
wouldn't
there
I
was a
wouldn't
good one.
call it I wouldn't call it a full on rivalry, but they're getting there.
No, like in totality, like when you see, let's say you see something like a Razor Sean,
Yeah. I feel you.
you don't get it no more.
It's been a while. Yeah,
Eddie Guerrero Chavo, Eddie Guerrero Rey Mysterio,
yeah.
something like that. You don't
But
get
those
those no
dudes
more.
were main eventers, dog.
They weren't
Rey
main eventers at
Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, at least.
no, they weren't main eventers at the time.
Yeah, they were, bro.
No, they wasn't.
Bro,
At that time, when they were fighting for the middle card, they wasn't main eventers.
but Eddie was like a year or two removed from his championship,
No,
and
this is before Dave.
oh, you talking about before? Okay,
I'm
okay.
talking about
They
before.
they've beefed so many different eras of their career.
No, I'm talking
I
about
thought you was
before.
talking about oh
I'm
05.
talking about no, I'm talking about before oh 03, oh
Oh,
04,
okay,
oh
okay.
05.
I feel you.
When they were battling as for the
Okay.
European Championship and United
Nah,
States
I feel
Championship.
you.
Like that was those were crazy. We used to get crazy heated battles constantly from the middle card.
Yeah.
And we don't really get that anymore because what they either do is they grab somebody real quickly and move them right up, or they just give us a splash sample size or something and take it right away.
Yeah.
So it seems like they only want things to drag out when it's the main event.
No, that I hear what you mean by that. Like it seems like they don't add multiple layers and pieces to the story unless it's the main event.
Unless it's to the main event.
Like they
Those are the only
look how
guys who
many
could have
pieces they've
privilege.
added to KO Cody and the
Right.
bloodline and all that shit. Drew
Like those are,
McIntyre Punk.
it seems like those are the only guys who could have back to backs or trilogies.
Yeah. Nah, I
Make
feel
it
that.
extra heated.
That's fair. But the talent's there. I just need them to start making the rivalries. The mid card talent's there.
The story. I'm aiming more at the
yeah,
story.
they need to give them more investment in story. Yeah.
Character work.
Yeah.
You know, if I can get something like that, where we can get back to having strong characters in the middle card, because like going back to what I said, that's what really made the Attitude Era. Even the lower guys had strong character that you were actually willing to vibe with.
That's fair. Yeah. They had a character that you could identify them. You could turn on your TV and identify the
Road
guy
Dogg
in
and
the
Billy
the
Gunn.
guy in the pimp hat. The pimp is Godfather. The guy
Right.
in the towel that's being sexual is Val Venus. They were identifiable. I think that was their strength.
Right. Road Dogg, Billy Gunn. You know, with the freaking Edge and Christian. Even the tag team guys. You know, they were willing to add something to the pot, add something to the mix. I need to see everybody add something to the mix. Then we can really boost to that feel like we once had. And it doesn't need to have the cursing like
I
everybody
don't think
online
so.
is saying.
Yeah.
Like everybody online is saying.
I honestly
It
think
doesn't need to have blood
I
every Monday.
honestly think WWE found their groove knowing when to curse and when to bleed. I
Yeah.
honestly think they found their groove in this
It
latest.
doesn't need to have that.
Yeah,
That's what people don't understand. Like they
because
don't need
if that's what made great television, AEW would be blowing WWE out the water.
exactly.
But that's what I
Exactly.
think people miss out.
Like exactly.
The Attitude Era
You guys
was great because everybody had story and they had competition to keep them greater and more creative. It wasn't because of titties. It wasn't because of ass. It
but
wasn't. It
that's
wasn't because of beer. You know.
and that's what I was just about to say, Dave. Because it's like if I'm already winning, why do I have to go all out like that already?
Yeah.
That's what people don't understand. They only did that every week because they were losing.
Yeah. And we've never seen it at the time in wrestling before.
Losing.
We've never seen that.
Like losing. Like they didn't sit well with losing, so they pulled out all the clips.
Yeah.
They emptied the whole gun out.
Any means necessary.
Any means necessary. But we don't gotta be any means necessary no more. We at top. We at the top.
Yeah.
We at the top. We just need all they really need to do is just not lose everybody. Yeah. And the best way to not lose everybody is, okay, let's get back to the strong characters in every division. Not just your up top. Everybody.
Fair. My last bold prediction, well, I said it previously, but I don't think it's too bold, but we'll see Big E. I think we'll see Big E wrestle in some way. I have a funny feeling.
That's a good one.
I have a funny feeling, and like this New Day story, I'm excited to see where it takes off.